Someone unwittingly will go and try to give them the peanut, and they get grabbed. You know?
Tell me about this setup. What is this behavior?
It's just like, I don't know, a way to fuck with people, kind of.
I mean, they set you up for what?
Oh, to poke you, or to grab you, or to spit on you, or something like that. And it's not always for bad things too. Like there was a chimp we used to work with named Billy Joe, who really liked women's breasts, and so when a new person would come in, a new woman, he would sort of like be like, hey, you know, and the woman would be like, oh, hi, and then he would get lower and lower and lower, and then he could look up, and as they're bending down, he could look down their shirt. But they're really good at, you know, manipulating you if they want to. And so, you know, it's, I was saying last night, it's not always that they're really mad at anyone or that they hate the person. It's just they're behind a cage, and it's, you know, a way to have some fun sometimes.
Who's this over here at the doorway?
That's Jamie over there.
Can you say her story?
Yeah, Jamie, we don't know where she came from originally, but she was with a trainer for the first 9 years of her life, which is a really long time for a chimp to be in entertainment, because usually by the time they're about 5-6 years old, they're way too strong to control. And it could be that like those last 3 or 4 years she was with the trainer, she was mostly in a cage and not performing.
So all the chimps you see like on TV and stuff, those are young chimps?
Really young chimps,
oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And even then, even a 4-year-old chimp can do a lot of damage. But usually by the time they're 7 or 8, they're beginning to become physically mature to the point where they could easily kill a human. And so by that time, they're retired from their acting career, and they usually are destined to live out their lives in like a roadside zoo, a little cage, or a laboratory. And so Jamie was sold to the lab, and she was owned by this company who would lease her out to other labs. And so she then spent the next 21 years in the lab being used for hepatitis vaccine safety trials.
Wow.
But because she lived so long with people, and especially like during her formative years, she has a lot of interest in human behavior. So like, she's the one where if we're cleaning and we give her a scrub brush, she'll go over and scrub the wall for a while. And she's the one that collected her own fecal sample the other day. She really likes to draw with a crayon or with a pen. She doesn't like to paint, but with a pen she'll just scribble all over a sheet of paper. And she has like really good, what do you call that? Like the way you hold a pencil or a pen, you know, and you're trained to do it in like first grade. And just will sit there and concentrate for like an hour, work on this little piece of art. And she likes to, like if I'm repairing something or building something in the building, we'll give her little kids' plastic tools, and she'll go over and take a wrench on all the bolts and so like play with them or use a hammer. And she's also like by far the most clever of all the chimps, like a really good tool user. So if we were to drop some food out here on the floor, she'd go find like a piece of tubing or something and come back and fish it back into the cage. And